Hey, thanks for stopping by. I've got something new that I want to share with you, and I will admit that I do not know how to pronounce this. It's either Neewer or Neewer, but this is a teleprompter that I just bought, and it's probably not even their newest version. I think they have an X14 out, but for what I want to do, I think it should work perfect. So the first thing is, as soon as I open this up, I notice that this is a very nice case. And I'm pretty excited for that because I've got a hard case for everything, and if I don't get a hard case with something, then I always end up buying a hard case for it. So I'm glad this already has a nice little travel case. I'm going to take this foamy piece off of here, open this up, have a look inside. So it has this sort of worthless, flimsy piece of foam on top. I'll probably replace that with some 1/4-inch foam. There is a booklet. There's a lens cleaner. This should be the mask that goes around the front end of the camera. Sort of. There is, of course, silica gel. Can't miss out on that. So this should pop up. These ends zip together. That hides the glass so that there's no glare. And then the camera comes through here and it keeps all of the light out so that there's no glare on the camera getting to the lens. This is the glass piece that is like sort of like a one-way mirror that your words will reflect off of, and also a tray that holds your iPad where the words come from. And what else do we have in here? More silica gel. All right. This looks like a cable, and it says activate your product warranty. So it comes with a warranty. It's supposed to have software for the teleprompter. This says wireless remote. Aha! Great. It's a wireless remote. This is a phone clamp, and then just a little turn screw to tighten everything down. So that is the entire thing. I will, of course, have to do some reading to figure out how everything goes. I can't lift this up while this is in the way, so I gotta figure out how everything goes. That's pretty cool. I'm having fun playing with it already. My entire goal is to be able to make better videos and not lose track of what I'm saying, because I plan on creating a photography course, and I want to know all of the steps that I've already covered and to be able to put everything out in its proper order. And it's going to be a completely free course. It's going to be through Patreon. Our Patreon is CSGPHOTOS, just like we are everywhere else. So if you wanted to go and sign up for Patreon right now, before the course starts, you could sign up and you'll already be signed up for it. It's going to be a free course, and then we're going to have like a social area where we'll do live Zooms, or I can go through your gallery and look at it and things of that nature. So until we get to that point, everything will be free. So right now is the best time to go sign up. And then as soon as we go live, you will know right away. So I'm going to put this thing together and put it on a camera and see how it works. Probably after I read the instructions. All right. So I've stuck this on here. Thank you, Raymart. With a little Arca Swiss plate that I got from Small Rig. And the reason I like this plate is because it has two different mounting screws. So you'll see every other hole here is like a 3/8 inch and a 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and both these screws is 3/8 and then 1/4. So they're spaced just right so that you can actually get both screws in there, and it's really nice and tight. So I'll slide that onto the quick release of the tripod and tighten it down. Yeah, the trick for getting this off was as simple as loosening this screw. Find the happy spot, and it slides right off. You don't have to remove this all the way. Slide that back in. This also goes in and out to hold the iPad. And then these, I haven't quite figured out yet. They're either, they're probably for the hood somehow. We haven't gotten to that point yet because I didn't want you to miss the removing of the film. It's always so satisfying. Let me get this one. Isn't that great? Now, one problem I always run into with my iPad is that I've got this ridiculously thick case on here, and whenever I try and attach it to anything, the case is just too big, and I probably don't need that pen. But what I like to do, because it's got this little handle on the back, is put that handle over first. That way I know, even if it doesn't go flush or whatever I need it to do so that it'll get grabbed by the little handles, I know that that hand grip is going to protect it. So that'll sit where I need it to. Let's see if I power it on. All right, we're closer. The hood seems pretty simple. It's got Velcro on it here and here, and then there is a hook part of the tape around the edge of the glass. So we can just put the loops into the hook all the way here and here, and I can just imagine that you still want to be able to access this because your focus point is going to be through here. You can't reach through the glass, so you have to be able to reach in and set your focus after you have your camera mounted, which we can do next. I've got a fairly wide angle lens on here. It's a 14-30. I'm gonna set it to 24. I believe 24 millimeters is what they recommend. We'll attach it again. This is a Small Rig case that I've got on here, which I absolutely love because I can attach anything I want to this. And that includes this screw right here. But in the future, I will probably put another Small Rig quick release here so that I don't have to keep playing with this screw. And I'll just be able to, again, Arca Swiss mount the plate. Tighten that down. It's kind of fiddly because there's not much room in here to get my fat fingers in there. Hood goes around the lens. And there's 2 drawstrings here to close out the light. So without zipping it even, I can take a look. I believe these mounts on the side here are for mounting up like external microphones or anything you might need like that. So I'm not too worried about that. I can zipper this side, flip it over. And zipper this side. There we go. Excuse me, you might have gotten a peek already at how well that's going to work. As you can see, I'm throwing this thing all around. My iPad hasn't moved any. So there you go. I'm going to pull that up, and it's not flipped horizontally. In fact, I don't even have the software set up for this yet, just to give you an idea of how that will look once it all is set up. I've got this light going directly into it. Probably doesn't help, but you can see that you can quite clearly read what's on the screen. And you can sort of just barely make out the ring of the lens here. So you know the area where you need to look. I'm pretty excited to put it to use. I'm going to flip on the camera, see what we see from this side. I need to move the camera forward a little bit. And because the light is directly on the lens right there, it's showing a glare across here. So I'm going to flip it around this way. And then there is no glare. I still need to move it forward a little because I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there and right there, it's just catching the edges of the lens hood. So I need to slide the camera forward a little bit past that, or potentially I could open this back up. That Velcro's no joke. Try not to get my fingers on the lens. And I could go all the way out to 30. And that solves it right there. You can see that there is nothing blocking the lens, no vignetting. And that looks pretty good. So if I were to have some verbiage up here, I could look directly through here, read what's on the screen, and create the videos. So that's the whole goal, is to be able to create better videos for you so that we can create the training lessons. So I'm looking forward to that and getting these classes knocked out so people can start enjoying them right away. Look forward to getting that done and using this piece of equipment. So I hope that helps you decide if that's something that you're looking at getting, and it seems to be pretty well built so far. Like, it's my first look at it, and I haven't tried to take it out in the field or anything yet, but I do interviews and such as well, so having a client be able to utilize the same thing will be great. This is one last thing. I think this is like this is an iPad mini, so I think it's like 9 inches across all the way, and that's not even the screen size. I have another iPad. So I have an older iPad here, not as old as the iPad mini, but similar in size to the iPad Pro. The only real difference is that the screen size of the iPad Pro goes all the way across with just 1/4 inch on each side, and the older iPad is the same screen size but has about 3/4 of an inch on each side, so the viewing area is smaller. These cases are a little finicky as well. I don't know if I could get that on there while it's in the case. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. That seems to be pretty sturdy. These lips are just wide enough to come all the way up, even if it's in the case. So I like that. And there's a lot more coverage area on the screen than there was with the iPad mini. I guess technically you could use a cell phone. And one of the things I hate about the iPad is every time I try and turn it on, the battery is dead. So both of these are dead. This one I used today at church, so it's pretty well charged up. I'm going to charge these up. I'm going to try them out on here and see if we can't get that software hooked up so that we can utilize that, as well as the one thing we haven't looked at yet, which is the remote control. So it looks like we will do a second video. If that's something you're interested in, let me know below. If you have any questions about this or the setup or anything, even tear down, we could do a deeper dive on that, and I'll see you in the next video.
The app delivers a clear script display with adjustable text format and playing speed. Pair it with the Neewer teleprompter remote in order to control